Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Lillian Coley, and this is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. And I wanted to come on to give you guys an update on all the different things that are happening with our lives. I know you might have saw some other videos prior to this. Nonetheless, this is pretty much around Memorial Day. I'm doing this video so you guys can hear it from the horse's mouth what's going on in some of the regard. Now, obviously, I can't say everything because some things you have to wait for the process and then you respond then. You never give your hand, everybody. So just bear with me. I want to do these in series. I'm not going to do everything at one time because it'll make the video longer, but I am going to do a couple of videos to let you guys see and hear from me what is happening with some of our cases. And the first thing I want to talk about is that you all know I went to the bankruptcy case, but the case that we had in California, Ramir and I, and again, Ramir had to withdraw his case because they were trying to put our cases against each other. And there were some things where his case could have had some concerns regarding what he was trying to do against what I was trying to do. So because mines came first regarding the paternity and the support way back yonder, the decision was made to withdraw his for a later time. So that's that. That's that. It wasn't because of anything else, everybody. So nonetheless, he still has that. That door has not been closed because whenever, first of all, we were not there for paternity. Let's just make that plain. We didn't go to California for paternity at all. We went there for the damages and the things that happened in New Jersey because the defendant said that he didn't reside in New Jersey. Remember that story? He said he had no properties in New Jersey, he had limited appearance, and he contested jurisdiction. So that's why we went to California. When we got there, that's what happened regarding Ramir. So in between that, as you all know, I filed bankruptcy and I filed bankruptcy court because not because I couldn't pay my bills, praise God for that. I could pay my bills, was because I was dealing with my property, my estate, where there were some illegal judgments put in place on it when I sold the home. And as a result, $34,000 was put in the escrow against the money of my property from the profit. So I was going to bankruptcy court to help get assistance with my estate regarding those judgments because those judgments were derived and rooted in fraud. Now, in between that little situation, there was that situation in California where we was told that we were on a stay in December. We said we were on a stay because I did the bankruptcy about November 17th. So somewhere in December, the California was supposed to be on a stay. But lo and behold, on January 13th, out of nowhere, here comes a judgment for 119K. 119K was a number that was used a part of the profit I had from my property. This is more about vindictiveness. This is more about pettiness. This is more about I think I can do what I want. And there are people involved, not going to say any names, who are living in apartments. I mean, there's nothing wrong with an apartment, everybody, because I'm living in one now, but I still have a house. And some people who are working for clients who are wealthy, and it depends on how people get their wealth, but that's another story. And they live in an apartment, they live in not so great. And then they have clients such as myself who have several properties and other things. And sometimes some people can't understand it, especially when they're from another race. Just saying for some people, not everybody. But at any rate, that's where the 119 came from. The 119 was supposed to be that judgment. So I was I went over to the bankruptcy court asking for help. I started out as a chapter 7, and then there was a typo in my application where I put the wrong thing in, or I put the right thing in, but the system did not populate, I'll say. And 4 days later, I fixed it. Well, some of that and other things was interpreted as I was trying to hide something. What am I trying to hide? There ain't nothing to hide, right? But at the end of the day, I went there looking for help, and I had to be at a higher standard than everybody. So the situation with that, while I was there, Mr. Carter, Sean Carter, Jay-Z, came to bankruptcy court with the 119K. Now, like I said to everybody, if you believe that the 119K from California was real and that it was based on the truth and based on whatever, why are you here? Now, I did appeal it in California because of the obvious reasons, because nobody's going to get paid that. So at the end of the day, the situation is that this happened. We go over to California, do what we do. We were in bankruptcy. I went to bankruptcy for my estate because it was two separate sets of parties, everybody. Let me help you understand this. You have Sean Carter in California, who's one party, a separate issue, but similar, same kind of underlining issues. And then you have the attorneys were taken in bankruptcy. Sean Carter was not over in bankruptcy. I didn't bring him over there. But because I had the evidence for the attorneys and what they did, and they were going down over there, they must have called him. He comes over to bankruptcy court with his 119 judgment and says, I want this to be a part of these actions. And what they do is you file a claim, proof of claim. So he put in a proof of claim in my case in New Jersey for the bankruptcy. That's how he got there. I didn't ask him to come. I didn't tell him to come. That's how he got there, everybody. So while he's there, I disputed that. Just like he disputed me from moving from chapter 7 to 13. Chapter 7 is what I applied for, what I was asking, and within 30 days, within 2 weeks, I asked for a conversion to 13. Chapter 7 means I can't pay my bills. I need help. I'm in a crisis. Thank God I wasn't. Chapter 13 says I have a circumstance and situation. I need help. I need a payment plan or some sort of plan, the court to help me. And I still get to hold on to my property, all my properties and stuff, all my properties. And then with chapter 7, they try to liquidate it to pay the creditors. I don't have no creditors. The creditors I have one secure creditor, and that's under $50,000 for a second home equity mortgage. That's it. There's nothing else. There's other small stuff. There was my business and all that. Nonetheless, this was not about me trying to get around anybody. What do I need to get around for? I'm the victim. I'm the one where the stuff happened to. I'm the person who it happened to. So therefore, just to clarify, here we have the situation where you come over to bankruptcy court. I filed a proof of claim against you. He also filed a claim against me being converted to a chapter 13 because anybody can object it. The judge accepted it because he didn't have the full story. He accepted it and blocked me. He suppressed my ability and my right to file a chapter 13. That is on appeal. When I put that on appeal in district court, Judge Edward Keel is over there. Now, Edward Keel is the same judge we have for the judges who did not let us get past the judges in the district court a year ago. We asked Edward Keel, this judge, to recuse himself. He would not. So they want him to be on all our cases. That's not going to happen. So right now, he's on the case. We're going to see how he can be removed off eventually. Nonetheless, he is the person that's on the district court side dealing with the Third Circuit of the judges. And then also he's dealing with the appeal. And he's a part of an injunction that Mr. Carter tried to do in summer of 2025 when he came to use my channel of my godson's being godson's guardian at the time to ask the court for something for he's saying that he don't have no standing on, and the court doesn't have standing against him, blah, blah, blah. So he comes to court for what is the $1 million question. So it was told to me that he was trying to volunteer to be the parent without going through the process. That's what I was told by the insiders. Don't know if it's true. Nonetheless, it blew up in the face. And of course, he was upset. And nonetheless, he's mad at me because I'm in California where he was trying to get this fraud stuff and other things unravel, all the damages that came from your obstruction. And even though the court didn't have jurisdiction, you still obstructed my ability to even have the personal jurisdiction, which is part of the properties. So I don't want to do too much.